Every year, tourists around the world come face to face with animals that can kill in seconds. Some of these encounters happen in places you would never expect. These are the 20 most dangerous animals tourists encounter. Cassowary. The cassowary is often called the world's most dangerous bird, and tourists in Queensland, Australia, find out why. Standing up to 6 feet tall and weighing close to 130 pounds, this prehistoric-looking creature is built like a weapon. Its inner claw alone can grow up to 4 inches long and is capable of slicing through flesh and breaking bone with a single kick. Researchers studying cassowary attacks in Queensland recorded 150 incidents against humans, with 71% involving the bird charging or chasing its target. Most attacks happened at well-known tourist spots, including Mission Beach and Lake Bahrain, areas visited by thousands of tourists each year. In one case, a tourist at Babinda Boulders was kicked off a cliff and into the water below. What makes the cassowary especially dangerous for tourists is human behavior. Studies found that 75% of attacks involved birds that had previously been fed by people, causing them to associate humans with food. Once that line is crossed, the bird loses its natural caution. A cassowary that has been fed is not a tame cassowary. It is an unpredictable one. Polar bear. Svalbard, Norway, sits high in the Arctic and draws thousands of tourists each year for its glaciers and wildlife. It is also one of the few places on Earth where polar bears outnumber people. The archipelago is home to around 3,000 polar bears against a human population of roughly 2,500, and visitors are legally required to carry the means to defend themselves when venturing outside the main settlement of Longyearbyen. Polar bear attacks on tourists in Svalbard are documented and deadly. In 2011, a polar bear killed a 17-year-old British student and seriously injured 4 others during a school expedition near the Van Post Glacier. In 2015, a Czech tourist was dragged from his tent by a bear that clawed at his back and went for his head. In 2022, a French tourist camping with a group of 25 was attacked and airlifted to hospital. 7 of 9 polar bear shootings in Svalbard since 2011 were directly linked to tourist activity. What makes this threat grow is climate change. As Arctic sea ice shrinks, polar bears spend more time on land, hungry and stressed. Researchers at Polar Bears International found that 61% of bears involved in attacks were in below-average body condition. More tourists are venturing into the Arctic at the same time more bears are being pushed ashore. That combination is a recipe for deadly encounters. Alligator. Florida is one of the most visited tourist destinations in the world, and it is home to an estimated 1.3 million alligators. They live in virtually every body of freshwater in the state: lakes, rivers, swamps, canals, golf course ponds, and the waterways surrounding theme parks. Since 1948, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission has recorded nearly 500 alligator attacks on people in Florida, with over 30 proving fatal. Tourists have been among the victims. In 2016, a 2-year-old boy was dragged into a lagoon at a Disney resort near Orlando by an alligator and killed. In 2023, Florida recorded 23 alligator attacks in a single year, the highest number in 3 decades. A University of Florida study found that 96% of recorded incidents involved some level of human inattention or risk-taking, such as swimming in waters where alligators are known to be present. Alligators are most active between spring and summer, which aligns directly with peak tourist season in Florida. They are ambush predators that move fast over short distances and strike without warning. The Everglades alone draws over 1 million visitors per year, and airboat tours routinely bring tourists within feet of wild alligators. The danger is not rare. It is built into the landscape. Cone snail. The cone snail is one of the most deceptively dangerous creatures tourists encounter on beaches and coral reefs across the Indo-Pacific, Caribbean, and Red Sea. Its shell is beautifully patterned, often mistaken by snorkelers and beachcombers for a harmless collectible. Picking one up can be a fatal mistake. The cone snail fires a harpoon-like tooth loaded with venom that can penetrate a wetsuit, and there is no anti-venom. The geography cone snail is the most dangerous species. Its venom acts rapidly, causing numbness, paralysis, respiratory failure, and cardiac arrest. Victims can die within hours. A 2016 literature review confirmed at least 36 human deaths attributed to cone snail stings, with the true number believed to be higher due to underreporting. One species has been nicknamed the cigarette snail, a grim reference to how little time a victim may have after being stung. Incidents continue to happen at tourist beaches worldwide. A teenager in Queensland nearly died after picking up a textile cone shell on the beach, unaware it was alive. A woman in Okinawa, Japan, went through days of panic after realizing what she had picked up. Cone snails bury themselves in shallow sand near reefs during the day and are easily disturbed by swimmers and snorkelers who have no idea what they are stepping on. Moose. Most tourists heading into national parks in North America worry about grizzly bears. Park rangers in places like Glacier National Park will tell you the moose is the bigger threat. A bull moose can weigh up to 1,500 pounds, stands over 6 feet at the shoulder, and moves with speed that catches people completely off guard. Moose attack hikers and tourists every year across Alaska, Canada, Yellowstone, and the Grand Tetons. Unlike bears, moose rarely give warning before charging. They are especially aggressive during two periods: early summer when cows are protecting calves, and fall during mating season when bulls are highly territorial. In Anchorage, Alaska, moose regularly wander into urban areas and have attacked people in parks, on trails, and even in backyards. One woman was kicked by a moose in a city park simply for approaching it. A 6-year-old boy was kicked in the head by a moose while walking home from a school bus stop. Dogs make encounters even more dangerous. Moose associate dogs with wolves, natural predators of their young, and will charge aggressively when a dog is present. Many hiking trails across Canada and Alaska post moose warnings alongside bear warnings, and for good reason. In terms of sheer volume of injuries caused to people in the backcountry, moose consistently rank at or above grizzly bears in multiple regions. Piranha. The piranha's reputation was built in Hollywood, but the real danger is documented and ongoing at tourist beaches across South America. More than 200 piranha attacks on people are recorded every year. In May 2023, at least 8 tourists were attacked by a school of red-bellied piranhas while swimming at a resort beach in Tarumã-Açu, northeast of Manaus, in Brazil. The fish tore into the bathers' legs and feet, driving them out of the water. In October 2024, piranhas attacked swimmers at Mariti Beach in Manacapuru, including a 7-month-old baby who lost part of a toe. Piranha attacks spike during the dry season and breeding season between October and March, prime months for Amazon tourism. During this time, water levels drop, food becomes scarce, and the fish grow more aggressive. Piranhas are also drawn toward areas where food is discarded into water near riverside restaurants and resorts, a common feature of Amazon tourist infrastructure. Once they associate an area with food, the risk to swimmers increases significantly. The species most dangerous to humans is the red-bellied piranha found throughout the Amazon and San Francisco river drainages. In 2022, 5 people were killed and 20 injured in separate piranha attacks in Paraguay. While mass fatalities remain rare, the volume of injuries is not. Tourists swimming in Amazon rivers and resort waterways are entering active piranha habitat, often without fully understanding the risk. Komodo dragon. The Komodo dragon is the largest living lizard on Earth, reaching up to 10 feet in length and weighing over 150 pounds. It lives on just a handful of Indonesian islands, with Komodo Island and Rinca Island being the primary tourist destinations. Around 50,000 tourists visit Komodo National Park each year, making it one of the most visited national parks in Southeast Asia. and one of the few places in the world where tourists can walk near a predator capable of killing a human. Komodo dragons are ambush hunters with serrated teeth and saliva loaded with dangerous bacteria and venom that prevents blood from clotting. A bite that appears survivable can cause severe infection, blood loss, and death if not treated quickly. Documented attacks on tourists and park rangers occur regularly. In 2009, a boy fell into a tree and was attacked by two Komodo dragons on Komodo Island, suffering serious wounds. In 2017, a tourist strayed from the designated path and was attacked by a Komodo dragon, requiring emergency evacuation. Park rangers carry forked sticks to fend off the animals, and tourist access to the islands is restricted to guided tours for a reason. Despite the safeguards, incidents continue. In 2023, Indonesian authorities temporarily closed parts of Rinca Island after a Komodo dragon attacked a park worker. These animals do not distinguish between prey and tourists. To a Komodo dragon, anything that moves is a potential meal. Stonefish. The stonefish holds the title of the world's most venomous fish, and it lives in the exact same shallow reef waters where millions of tourists snorkel and wade every year. Found across Australia, the Indo-Pacific, and the Red Sea, the stonefish lies completely motionless on the seabed, perfectly camouflaged as a rock or piece of coral. Tourists stepping off boats, walking reef flats, or wading in shallow water have no idea it is there until they feel the sting. When stepped on, the stonefish drives venomous spines through the sole of the foot. The pain is described by medical professionals as among the worst a human can experience, intense enough to cause screaming, fainting, and temporary paralysis. Without treatment, stonefish venom can cause tissue death, heart failure, and death. Australia's Reef HQ Aquarium notes that stonefish are the most medically significant venomous fish in Australian waters, with dozens of stings recorded annually. Tourists are particularly at risk because they lack local knowledge about where stonefish concentrate. Reef flats around popular snorkeling destinations in Queensland, the Great Barrier Reef, and the Maldives are common locations for encounters. The antivenom exists, but must be administered quickly, and in remote island locations that can be a significant problem. Wearing reef shoes in shallow tropical waters is one of the few reliable defenses. But most tourists don't know that until after an encounter. Bull shark. The bull shark is widely considered the most dangerous shark to humans. Unlike great whites, which prefer deep open water, bull sharks thrive in shallow coastal waters, river mouths, and even freshwater rivers, the exact environments tourists wade, swim, and surf in. They have been found over 2,500 miles up the Amazon River and are common in the warm, murky shallows of Florida, the Bahamas, and Brazil. Bull sharks are responsible for a significant portion of the world's shark attacks on humans each year. Florida's Volusia County consistently records the highest number of shark attacks of any single county in the world, and bull sharks account for a large share of them. In the Bahamas, bull shark diving has become a tourist attraction in itself, a fact that reflects just how frequently these animals and tourists occupy the same water. In 2022, a tourist was seriously injured by a bull shark while snorkeling in the shallow waters of the Bahamas. What makes bull sharks especially dangerous is their aggressive temperament combined with their habitat. They are territorial, fast, and capable of biting with tremendous force. They are also less predictable than other large sharks. Murky river mouths and coastal surf zones offer poor visibility, meaning neither the shark nor the swimmer sees the other until contact is made. For tourists swimming in warm coastal waters across the tropics, bull sharks are a threat that operates completely out of sight. Bison. Yellowstone National Park is one of the most visited natural sites in the United States, drawing around 4 million visitors each year. It is also home to the largest wild bison herd in the country, and bison injure more tourists inside Yellowstone than any other animal. Between 2000 and 2015, the park recorded 25 visitor injuries caused by bison. They look slow and passive, but a bison bull can weigh over a ton and run at 35 miles per hour. Bison attacks on tourists happen because people underestimate them. Every year, visitors approach bison for photographs, some getting within a few feet of animals that weigh as much as a small car. The National Park Service repeatedly warns visitors to stay at least 75 feet away, but the warnings are regularly ignored. In 2022 alone, multiple tourists were gored and thrown into the air by bison in Yellowstone, with incidents captured on video and circulated widely. One woman was tossed 6 feet into the air after approaching a bison for a selfie. Unlike predators that stalk or ambush, bison attack when they feel crowded or threatened, and their threshold is low. They will charge with no prior warning and can change direction rapidly. A full-speed bison charge gives a human almost no time to react. The combination of massive size, speed, and unpredictability in a park filled with tourists who underestimate the animal makes Yellowstone bison one of the most consistently dangerous wildlife encounters in North America. Black bear. Black bears are the most widely distributed bear species in North America, found in at least 40 states and across most of Canada. They are common in national parks that see millions of tourists each year, from the Smoky Mountains to Yosemite to Algonquin. While they are generally more cautious than grizzlies, black bears have killed 67 people across North America since 1900, and encounters are rising sharply. State agencies reported more than 46,000 human bear incidents in 2022, more than double the figure recorded in 2015. Black bears that have lost their fear of humans are the most dangerous. In areas where tourists camp, hike, and leave food accessible, black bears quickly learn to associate humans with food. Once that conditioning takes hold, the animal becomes bold, unpredictable, and capable of predatory behavior. Unlike defensive grizzly attacks, black bear attacks that turn fatal are more often predatory, meaning the bear is actively treating the human as prey. In 2023, a black bear killed a woman and her dog in Florida, the first fatal black bear attack recorded in the state. Tourists frequently make the mistake of thinking a black bear is harmless because it is smaller than a grizzly. A 300-pound black bear moving at speed can cover ground faster than most people can run and is capable of tearing through a tent or a car door. Campgrounds across the United States and Canada post mandatory bear-aware guidelines for a reason, and tourists who dismiss them are the ones who end up in incident reports. Grizzly bear. Grizzly bears are one of the apex predators tourists are most likely to encounter in the wilderness areas of North America. Found in Yellowstone, Glacier National Park, Grand Teton, and across large stretches of Alaska and Canada, grizzlies pose a significantly higher risk than black bears. A grizzly can weigh over 700 pounds, run at 35 miles per hour, and cover a mile in under 3 minutes. Between 2000 and 2015, grizzlies were responsible for 95 fatal attacks in North America. Most grizzly attacks in tourist areas are defensive: a surprised bear, a mother protecting cubs, or a bear reacting to sudden human proximity on a trail. Yellowstone recorded 8 fatal bear attacks since the park opened, with the majority involving grizzlies. In 2015, a hiker was killed in Yellowstone after surprising a grizzly at close range on a trail. In 2016, a Montana man was killed while hiking in glacier country. Bear spray is the most effective deterrent, reducing injury rates significantly in documented encounters. But many tourists enter grizzly country without it. As grizzly populations in the lower 48 states continue to recover and expand, encounters near tourist areas are increasing. The grizzly's range is pushing into areas that were previously grizzly-free, bringing the bears into closer contact with hikers, campers, and backcountry visitors. Rangers across the Rocky Mountain parks report that the number of close encounters with grizzlies each season continues to climb. For tourists exploring wild spaces in the American West and Canada, the grizzly remains one of the most serious animal threats they can face. Saltwater crocodile. The saltwater crocodile is the largest reptile on Earth, with large males reaching over 20 feet in length and exceeding 2,200 pounds. It is found across northern Australia, Southeast Asia, and parts of the Indian subcontinent, regions that draw enormous volumes of tourists each year. Unlike the Nile crocodile, the saltwater crocodile actively patrols coastal waterways, river mouths, and beaches, environments that directly overlap with popular tourist activities, including kayaking, fishing, swimming, and boat tours. Australia records saltwater crocodile attacks every year. In Queensland and the Northern Territory, warning signs are posted at beaches and waterways, yet tourists regularly ignore them. In 2022, a tourist was taken by a saltwater crocodile while swimming in a designated warning zone near Innisfail in Queensland. Across northern Australia, at least 1 to 2 fatal crocodile attacks are recorded most years. In Southeast Asia, particularly in parts of Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines, attacks on local people and tourists in remote coastal areas are documented but often underreported. What makes the saltwater crocodile particularly lethal is its patience and power. It can lie motionless in murky water for hours, invisible to approaching swimmers or kayakers. When it strikes, it clamps down with a bite force exceeding 3,700 pounds per square inch and drags its prey underwater in seconds. Tourists exploring tropical waterways by kayak, canoe, or on foot near river edges are in direct crocodile territory, and the animal does not distinguish between a wading bird and a person. Box jellyfish. The box jellyfish is considered one of the most venomous marine animals on Earth. Found in the coastal waters of northern Australia, the Philippines, Thailand, and across the broader Indo-Pacific, it occupies some of the world's most popular beach tourism destinations. Its tentacles, which can reach up to 10 feet in length, deliver venom that attacks the heart, nervous system, and skin simultaneously, and death can follow within minutes in severe cases. Box jellyfish cause an estimated 20 to 40 deaths per year, with the majority occurring in the Philippines and other parts of Southeast Asia where beach tourism is dense. In Australia, box jellyfish season runs from October through May across the north, directly overlapping with peak tourist months. Many beaches in Queensland and the Northern Territory close or restrict swimming during this period. Despite the warnings, tourists from temperate countries who are unfamiliar with the threat continue to enter the water and get stung. The danger of the box jellyfish is compounded by how difficult it is to see. Its body is nearly transparent in the water, making it almost invisible to swimmers. A tourist wading in chest-deep water can make contact with tentacles before spotting the animal at all. In Thailand and the Philippines, where beach warnings are less consistently enforced, tourists have died within minutes of entering the water during jellyfish season. The box jellyfish is a reminder that some of the world's most dangerous animals are also some of the hardest to see. Lion. Africa's lion population is a central draw for safari tourism across Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa, and Botswana. Tourists travel from around the world to see lions in the wild, but lions also kill. Estimates indicate between 70 and 200 people are killed by lions in Africa each year, with the majority of victims being local residents. Attacks on tourists are rarer but documented, and they tend to occur when people step outside the safety boundaries of guided safari protocols. Walking safaris in parks like South Luangwa in Zambia and Hwange in Zimbabwe bring tourists into lion territory on foot with armed guides. The risk is real and managed carefully, but incidents occur. In 2018, a female tourist on a walking safari in Zimbabwe was killed by a lion after the animal broke through a vehicle window during a night drive. In 2015, a lion reached through an open car window at a South African lion park and killed a visiting American tourist. Lions are most dangerous at night, when they hunt, and during periods when prey is scarce. What makes lions a serious tourist threat is the overlap between high-volume tourism and active lion habitat. The Serengeti and Masai Mara host millions of tourists each year in areas where lions roam freely. Guides and park rules exist to manage the risk, but rule-breaking by tourists, opening car windows, stepping out of vehicles, approaching prides on foot, closes the gap between a controlled experience and a fatal one. African elephant. African elephants are the largest land animals on Earth, and they kill an estimated 500 people per year across the continent, more than lions, leopards, and Cape buffalo combined. Safari tourism places thousands of tourists in close proximity to these animals every year, and while most encounters are safe within guided protocols, elephants have attacked and killed tourists on multiple documented occasions. Elephants charge when they feel threatened, when protecting calves, or when they are in musth, a hormonal state in male elephants that dramatically increases aggression. A charge from a full-grown African elephant, which can weigh up to 8 tons, is virtually unsurvivable on foot. In 2022, a British tourist was killed by an elephant at a private game reserve in Zimbabwe. In Uganda's Queen Elizabeth National Park, a tourist was killed by an elephant that charged their vehicle. Safari operators across East and Southern Africa include elephant behavior briefings as a mandatory part of guest orientation for this reason. Bull elephants in musth are particularly unpredictable. They have been documented charging vehicles, destroying safari trucks, and pursuing people at speed through the bush. Elephants also have long memories. Herds that have been harassed by poachers or vehicles in the past may associate humans with threat and behave aggressively toward tourists. For visitors exploring elephant country on game drives or walking safaris, understanding that these are wild animals, not zoo exhibits, is the difference between a safe encounter and a fatal one. Cape buffalo. The Cape buffalo has one of the most fearsome reputations in all of African wildlife. Known to hunters and guides as Black Death, it is responsible for an estimated 200 deaths per year across Africa. It is also one of the Big Five that tourists specifically travel to see on safari, placing it in direct contact with large numbers of visitors every year across East and Southern Africa. Cape buffalo are dangerous because they are unpredictable and hold grudges. Unlike most animals that flee from humans, a wounded or threatened Cape buffalo will circle back and ambush its pursuer. They have been documented ambushing hunters from dense bush hours after being shot and apparently retreating. A full-grown bull weighs up to 1,800 pounds, can run at 35 miles per hour, and uses its massive horns to gore, toss, and trample. In 2018, a South African professional hunter was killed by a Cape buffalo that charged without provocation during a safari. Tourists on walking safaris in areas with high buffalo density face a genuine threat. In Zambia's Luangwa Valley, Cape buffalo herds are common, and guides carry rifles specifically because of the risk. Old solitary bull buffalo, known as Daga boys, are considered especially dangerous. Cut off from the herd and irritable, they have been known to charge vehicles and people who enter their vicinity. The Cape buffalo is proof that the most dangerous animals on a safari are not always the ones with the sharpest teeth. Great white shark. The great white shark is the most iconic predator in the ocean, and despite relatively low attack numbers globally, the encounters that do happen are often devastating. Found in the cold coastal waters of South Africa, Australia, California, and the Mediterranean, great whites frequently patrol the same coastlines where surfers, divers, and swimmers are in the water every day. In 2024, there were 4 unprovoked fatal shark attacks globally, 3 of them involving great whites. South Africa's Western Cape, particularly around Gansbaai and False Bay, is one of the most active great white zones in the world and a major tourist destination. Cage diving with great whites is a popular tourist activity, bringing people within feet of the world's largest predatory fish. Outside the cage, attacks on surfers and swimmers occur regularly. In 2021, a bodyboarder was killed by a great white at a popular beach near Cape Town. In Australia, the number of great white encounters near popular surf breaks in Western Australia, and New South Wales has risen steadily over the past decade. Great whites are investigating animals. They frequently bite once and withdraw, but a single bite from an adult great white, which can reach 20 feet in length, can be fatal due to the volume of blood lost. Many victims of great white attacks survive the bite itself, but die from blood loss before reaching shore. For tourists surfing, diving, or swimming in known great white territory, the risk is low in absolute terms. But the consequences of an encounter are severe enough to place the great white firmly on this list. Hippopotamus. The hippopotamus kills an estimated 500 people per year in Africa, making it the deadliest large land animal on the continent. Despite being herbivores, hippos are extraordinarily aggressive and territorial, and they share their habitat with tourist boat tours, kayak excursions, and river crossings across East and Central Africa. The Zambezi River, the Nile, and the waterways of Uganda and Kenya are all major tourist destinations where hippo encounters are a documented reality. Hippos are responsible for attacks on tourist boats on a regular basis. In 2018, a tourist boat on the Niger River in Mali was capsized by a hippo, killing 18 people. In Uganda's Queen Elizabeth National Park, hippos have attacked and overturned kayaks carrying tourists on the Kazinga Channel. Hippos are highly territorial in water and will charge and bite anything they perceive as entering their space, including motorboats, kayaks, and canoes. Their bite force exceeds 1,800 pounds per square inch, and their canine teeth can reach 20 inches in length. What makes hippos particularly dangerous for tourists is the disconnect between their appearance and their behavior. They look slow and docile on land, but in water they are extremely fast and almost invisible when submerged. A hippo surfacing under a boat or charging from shallow water gives passengers no time to react. River-based tourism in Africa is one of the most popular ways to experience wildlife, and the hippopotamus is the reason that experienced guides on those rivers never take their eyes off the water. Nile crocodile. The Nile crocodile is responsible for an estimated 1,000 deaths per year, more than any other crocodilian species in the world. Found throughout sub-Saharan Africa and parts of Madagascar, it inhabits the rivers, lakes, and wetlands that draw millions of tourists to some of the continent's most celebrated national parks, including the Serengeti, Kruger, and the Okavango Delta. The Nile crocodile is not a peripheral threat to tourism, it sits at the center of it. Game drives along riverbanks, sunset boat cruises on the Zambezi, and walking safaris near water all bring tourists into Nile crocodile territory. These reptiles are masters of concealment. They can remain motionless and nearly invisible in shallow water for hours, then explode into action with a lunge that covers several feet in under a second. Their bite force, measured at up to 5,000 pounds per square inch, is the strongest of any animal alive. Once they have prey in their jaws, they perform a death roll to disorient and drown it. Attacks on tourists specifically are documented across the region. In Zimbabwe's Zambezi National Park, tourists and guides have been taken by Nile crocodiles during river excursions. In Tanzania, a tourist was killed by a crocodile while swimming near a lodge on the shores of Lake Tanganyika. The Nile crocodile is at the top of this list not because it is the rarest encounter, but because when an encounter happens, survival is unlikely. It is the deadliest animal on this list in terms of confirmed annual human fatalities, and for any tourist traveling through crocodile country in Africa, that number demands respect. Every animal on this list was doing exactly what it was built to do. The real question is whether tourists are prepared when they do. The world's most dangerous wildlife does not live behind glass. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more beyond belief facts, click on the video appearing on your screen now and remember to hit the subscribe button.